If your biceps aren't growing, try these unique curls and I'm sure you'll see results. The first being scrape the rack barbell curls. What makes it so effective? The fact that the bar path is essentially vertical rather than curling in an arc. We're applying friction force in a dragging type of motion, which keeps the upper arm and elbows mostly stationary. This matters a lot because contrary to popular belief, the biceps are not really shoulder flexors. Of course, there's a dynamic stabilization component, and I'm not advising to be perfectly locked in, but at the end of the day, their primary function is elbow flexion, and 9 out of 10 times, mixing in a front raise, which never got anybody jacked biceps by the way, is due to lifting too heavy. So instead, drop your ego by positioning your shoulders down and back, and stop curling to your forehead. Just smash the forearms into your biceps, which is exactly what you'll be doing with scrape the rack curls. This literally forces the form that I'm talking about, hence retraining your brain and automatically doing the correct curling pattern, because if you're not scraping here, you know for a fact there's too much shoulder flexion. So the tactile feedback is an instant quick fix and honestly humbling, because you'll realize your biceps are a lot weaker than initially thought, especially when fatigue kicks in and those last few reps are grinded out. So prepare to drop the load by at least 30%, aka getting more out of less weight. Now for the second exercise, try doing banded barbell curls my way. Instead of standing on them, attach them from behind you. This provides the same benefits in terms of band lengthening, so the weight will get progressively heavier as it approaches the top, but the direction of resistance is different. See, the regular barbell curl emphasizes the mid position, since 90 degrees is where the forearm is perpendicular to free weight gravity. As a result, anything that's above or below that joint angle will be less taxed due to our body's own natural strength curve. This, by the way, explains why many bodybuilders recommend adding in cable curls, because they offer a more balanced resistance profile, as well as being able to modify the shorten and lengthen positions of the biceps by changing the direction of the cable. Makes sense? So going back to banded barbell curls, there's going to be constant tension throughout the entire lift, but by setting them behind us, the bottom angle will be hit a bit harder, since the direction of the band is already perpendicular to the forearm's starting position. Replay that part if you have to. So prepare for some nasty pumps and of course, control the negative, especially in that final arm bend. In addition, this setup has the added bonus of making it much easier to do pure elbow flexion since you're pulled into place and the natural reaction will not be to raise your shoulders unless the bands were facing the opposite direction. So we got strict form and one of the best cable curl alternatives out there. Thirdly, let's talk about chain curls. There's different setups, but I'll cover the common pair. The main version is straight up accommodating resistance by hanging chains off barbell sleeves. This way, as we curl, the links gradually leave the ground and weight progressively increases towards the top. Then, as it's lowered, the reversal occurs, to which there's essentially no load or very minimal load in the bottom. Whereas bands stay tight and will snap back aggressively, which makes the eccentric harder. Now, what's the advantage of chains? Peak contraction is intensified, and chain curls are generally easier on the elbows and tendons. So if your biceps are trashed from, say, incline curls or pelican curls, or maybe you've accumulated some overuse from doing chin-ups and other pulls, this right here would be a great complementary motion. That way, you can continue to lift heavy and not have recovery problems. At the same time, it still feels raw because the chains move freely with our build, but you won't be swinging them, which further facilitates good technique. Also, you learn how to grind like no other, thereby strengthening the lockout, which is incredibly useful for calisthenics athletes, arm wrestlers, or strict curl competitors. Okay, so besides this variation, the second major use is chains and isolation. This, my friends, is the #1 dumbbell curling alternative. So you can shorten the chains so that they're always the same weight, or you can loop in a smaller chain for regular accommodating resistance, which then makes it really easy to do drop sets. And what's really cool is that you can attach various cable attachments to the carabiners, which gives you a lot more curling options similar to specialty barbells. Not to mention the fact that these handles won't get in your way like heavier dumbbells would, but more on that later. So you'll typically get more customization since the options are pretty much endless. Regarding loading, You'll never have problems since the lengths can be adjusted. That said, I personally recommend using 15 and 30 pound chains. And for most lifters, curling between 30 to 45 pounds is sufficient. Anyway, I now bring you the final exercise, being the Swiss bar curl. This is hands down the #1 hammer curl alternative, and in many cases can be argued to be superior. Why? Because the movement pattern will never change, whereas dumbbells have one limitation: their size, which you will notice when you curl around 45 to 50 pounds. If you're keeping them close to you, the bulkiness will get in the way. So you'll either have to flex your shoulders more or bring the arms further out to the sides, and sometimes even lean, which isn't a huge deal, but definitely not as comfortable. In some cases, can be misaligned. So this is where the Swiss bar comes into play. The grip width is consistent, and so is the grip itself, being 100% neutral. Therefore, there's no second guessing the form, and we know the brachialis is being properly biased, which when developed provides an illusion of even bigger biceps. So don't think the title's misleading. Regardless, for anyone who wants to go heavier on hammer curls, Swiss bar curls are a great option. The loading potential is incredible and shouldn't be too different from your regular barbell curl. And keep in mind, the main function of the biceps is still elbow flexion, and even without full supination, your biceps would still improve. I mention this because many lifters prefer hammer curls for elbow health, and for strength athletes who dislike isolation work, this exercise is quite efficient. So yeah, nothing magical. This is just another bilateral hammer curl. And with that said, guys, I got nothing more for you today. I'm sure at least one of these curls will be part of your long-term program, and I hope you learned something new. Enjoy growing those arms, and I'll see you in the next video.